Right here we have in this row 10 60-barrel fermenters. We have 12 total. There's some more on the other side. A lot of these fermenters actually came from the old production brewery.
Right.
But we did add some 120-barrel fermenters on the other side. And then, you know, we also have a huge barrel program as well. You already kind of pointed out with Privyet, but that's not barrel aged. That's an Imperial Stout, which is the base beer for Do Svidaniya, which is, so Privyet means hello in Russian.
Right.
Do Svidaniya means goodbye. So Do Svidaniya is aged in bourbon, or if it's Do Svidaniya rye whiskey barrels. You'll see a lot more barrels over here as well. I'll show you some of the grain room and some of the back of house stuff here.
What's going on here? This is for testing, I imagine?
Yeah, so every batch of beer that we package, we keep some of the cans in cold storage, which is ideal storage, obviously, and then some that are in horrible brewery, warm, hot conditions.
Right.
So this is our warm or hot QC, and then we have the cold QC. And then you're able to compare out of that same batch how a cold can tastes against something that's been stored in really warm conditions over several weeks or several months. What you're seeing here are all what you need to try in November.
Yeah.
All Do Svidaniya barrels. So that Imperial Stout, which again the base beer is Privyet,
where are you getting these barrels
slowly
from?
Transforming into Do Svidaniya.
Where are these barrels from?
So
is
we
that
get
proprietary? If I asked a question, I should.
Yeah, some of it I could tell you, but we're going to have to kill the tape and then take the tape out.
No.
And I have to maybe
listen, we're on late
take
on,
the camera guy
it's
out
on,
back.
It's on late enough on Saturday nights. Very few people will say this.
Yeah, we'll leave it at there.
Okay, all right. I asked a question. I wasn't supposed to.
You were asking. So this is our wild sour culture.
Okay, that's the one that you had to bring
up. The
on
entire brewery is resting on what's in this tank.
That's everything.
That's 50% of our revenue.
Right.
It's
wow.
From this little 8-barrel tank, 7-barrel tank. So,
wow.
But yeah, like I said, this hasn't been open since March of 2015. So if we're doing a sour, we'll draw out of it, feed the wort, but then, with the sour culture, but then we have to feed it to keep it happy.
Right.
And then, next day do the whole thing over again.
That's like the hardest working employee you've ever had.
Yeah, we call these R2 units. You can kind of see a lot
There's
of
a real theme here. Have you picked up on this?
All right, so then let's go upstairs. All right, so the top view, you saw the bottom view before. So the two vessels here are dedicated sour kettles. Again, we can make a sour beer in our main brew kettle as well, but you can see we get a lot of bright sunshine into the brewery.
Right.
Because it has a nice western exposure that I swore I would never build again.
Right.
But I built it again.
Right.
And so we have, it's beautiful for sunsets, but we keep these on top so we don't get any sun on the beer itself.
Right.
So there's 60 barrels of sour beer in there. And then here we have 4 of our 10-barrel pilot fermenters.
Okay.
So this is kind of where some of the fun experimental stuff or beer hall exclusive beers are coming from, but then you kind of jump up to the 128-barrel fermenter.
Right.
I always like this row of fermenters because it kind of shows our bar graph of growth.
Yeah, right.
It's just getting started, so we should be good.
This
so
looks like a charity thing that's going on.
Yeah, I think so.
Very
cool. You can see, all the barrels you see in here are not for show.
Right.
They all have beer in them.
Right.
But these are all the sour barrels. You saw the ones out there were Do Svidaniya, so we keep those segregated from the sour barrels.
Right on.
So these all have Brettanomyces, Lactobacillus, Pediococcus, all the things that make beer funky and sour. But over the course of a couple years is what happens in here and upstairs. But yeah, every barrel here is not for show. They all have beer in them.
These are not props.
These are not props. All that effort that we put in back there to make all the beers,
right,
as great as we could possibly make them, and beyond, is available out here in the beer hall. So you can see all the character we added, even though it's a newer brewery, but we tried to make it almost feel like an industrial age brewery with the brick and the reclaimed wood. This all came out of a World War II era warehouse.
It feels
like in the Navy.
It's a brand new space, but it feels very old and lived in.
Right.
And it's a beer hall, so you've got the big tables where you might be sitting next to complete strangers
very communal,
that are going to be your best friends.
Right. That's what a beer hall is all about, is making new friends. Very
right.
communal seating out down in the beer hall. Let's head out to the patio here.
Oh, wow.
So you guys came in the back, so you probably didn't see this, but
No,
we've
we
got,
missed this on the way in.
room for about 200 people out on the patio,
Oh,
200
wow.
people in the beer hall, another 200 people in the barrel room. But we've got a self-service side over there, and then this is full service over here. And then we've got our lake out front.
This is Lake Destihl
Which
right
is,
here,
you
right?
know, it's a lake.
Yeah.
It's not a Wisconsin lake.
Right.
It's the best we can do in central Illinois,
Right,
right? It's a
right.
man-made retention pond.
Oh, it's wonderful.
But it adds that water feature.
I imagine like just sitting here with a couple of beers in front of these fire pits has got to be as
And as the night
close
goes
to
on,
heaven
it
as you
cools
can
out
get.
or cools off in the sun. People will sit there next to the
Oh,
three
yeah.
fire pits.
It's unbelievable. It's Destihl, Normal, Illinois. Matt, cannot thank you enough for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Appreciate
showing
it.
us every inch of the place. Absolutely worth the trip. Support, flavor, and boycott bland. That's what they like. That's the mantra around here.
Yeah, that's the motto. It really applies to both our restaurants, you know, the food side of things and the beer.
It seems like it applies to every square centimeter that we've been able to show you here on the show.
Yep.
So, again, great job,
Appreciate
man.
it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming.
Cheers.
Cheers. They have this,
Oh, I've seen Destihl empty cans, but I was vital
well,
in the process.
They were empty because
right.
of another process.
Yeah,
that
no,
happened.
right.
This is
I
what
guess
they
you're
look like
welcome.
before they've been filled. So the local dairy farm comes and picks up the spent grain from us, feeds it to his dairy cows, makes cheese, and we buy the cheese curds for both of our brew pubs, and the beer hall is here as well.
So the cheese curds that we eat
Cheese curds are made
and
with spent
Destihl
grain.
are made with cheese that's from cows that have the spent grain from your beer.
Yeah, and they're very happy cows.
Oh, that's
Right.
the best.
When you're milling, it has to be an explosion-proof room.
Right.
So there's several breweries that we've had to, or brewers that we've had to paint over that have exploded on this wall. But you know, white
Well,
paint.
yeah, look, they
it
died
works pretty well.
doing what they loved.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
well worth it,
So-
I can promise you that.